Welcome to Bitesize Piano. So in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to play what's called an arpeggio. So one of these things. So these can sound really beautiful in music, and arpeggiated patterns are used all over the place in music, and they're a really nice way to make your composition, or if you write music, can make it sound really beautiful and full. So you've got these running arpeggiated patterns, usually in the left hand. Obviously you need to be really comfortable with the finger pattern, which finger patterns you use, the spacing of your fingers in relation to the notes, and they're a really good warm-up and way to help you navigate around the piano in a more physical way. So in my opinion, they're just as important as scales. So I'm going to first of all teach you an arpeggio. I'm going to briefly go into what the theory behind an arpeggio is. So an arpeggio, if we take C major arpeggio as the example, all you're doing is you're playing the tonic triad of C major. So that is the first, the third, and the fifth note of the scale. That's it. So they're the only three notes you use. C, E, G. So you need a more widespread hand position. So you're going to place your 1 on C, 2 on E, 3 on G, and then you're going to stick your elbow out and move your thumb under to hit this C. Bring your hand round, so pivot on your thumb, and then pop your 2 back on this E, and then 3 on G, then 5 on C. So that's just ascending an arpeggio, and that was 2 octaves there. So we went from this C and finished on this C. So let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Under, stick your elbow out so you can really get under there. C, so 1, 2, 3, 5. Sorry if you can hear the rain in the background, it's gone absolutely crazy. So it's coming back down. We play that C again, so 5, 3, 2, 1. Then you go over with your 3 this time. So again, you've got to stick your elbow out, and then G, E, C. So if I do it a bit quicker. If you make sure your wrist is slightly raised, if you sat too low at the piano, try and find a higher chair or stick a few cushions under your bum just to raise and elevate you so you have control of the piano a little bit more. You need to be playing on the tips of your fingers, but don't bend your fingers. And you need to be sat far enough away from the piano so that you can give your arm room to move. You kind of want to create this C shape with your wrist, so like this. The aim is to, when you practice them, to try and practice them evenly, and so you're not overlapping the notes, so you're not going like this. You don't want to do that to begin with. You need to practice letting go so you can move more fluidly to like a wave to the next note, and use your movement of your arm to help guide you as well. So we're going to try it in the left hand now. So this is a low C. So you're going to use the same fingers. 5, 3, 2, 1. Then you go over with your 3 to E, 2 on G, and then thumb on C. Do that again. Come back down. So we got 1, 2, 3, under to the C, again stick your elbow out, 2, 3, 5. Same principles apply. Try and play them, practice them evenly without overlapping the notes. So once you've got the hang of C, you can move that shape, move that like intonation of notes, that spacing to other notes. So you could try playing F major triad now, so F-A-C. You can try it on G major, so G, B, D. Lastly, try it on A minor. So A, C, E. Just using the exact same finger pattern. So once you've got the hang of those, again, we're just going to look at arpeggios and the white notes today, but you know, you can incorporate black notes in there. And then some arpeggios have different finger patterns. But I just want to talk about the ones that have all white notes today. So what we're going to try now, so now you've got the hang, hopefully, of playing an arpeggio, and if you haven't, you really need to practice that first before we move on to the next portion of the video. We're going to play those chords that I showed you there. So there was a reason why I showed you those ones, because we're going to play in the very popular chord progression of the 6-4-1-5 chord progression. If you don't know what this is, you need to go watch the video that I have left in the description below, which explains it all in great detail. So please go watch that and then come back to this point in the video. So that means then we're going to play these chords, these arpeggios, in the order of A minor, F major, C major, and G major. And this will start to form parts of a song, of a composition. It's a really good place to start because it's a very familiar chord progression. We know that it sounds good because it's used all over the place. Ludovico Einaudi uses it a lot in his music. Let's have a go at playing A minor. So you're gonna go all the way up to the A and then just play the E. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we need those counts because we're going to try and structure it so it sounds rhythmical and that there's a certain there's 4 beats in a bar. And then you would come down to F, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then C major, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then lastly G major, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you have the pedal, you would refresh the pedal with every chord change like this. If you wanted to travel more, you could skip out the second note and go, for example, A, E, A, and then C, E, A, C, A, if you wanted to cover more range. So I can do that again. You'll notice that I used my 4th finger there, so if you feel more comfortable using your 4th finger, you can. And then down to F, C, G. So already you can get starting to sound quite nice. So I'm going to show you I'll just make up a repeated motif in the right hand. So I'm going to do C, B, C, C, just over and over again. So you could do this as well. It's just an experiment, just to show you how really kind of easy it is to play beautiful arpeggios with something quite simple over the top of it. that sound nice? And that was really simple, and that is a lot of, not to discredit Ludovico Einaudi, but that sort of style, that minimalist, repetitious style that's so popular and contemporary at the moment, that's really all that it is, just repetition, using repeated motifs and arpeggiated patterns, usually in the left hand. You could try then stepping up a little bit further and try moving just a suggestion. Try interchanging, so keeping the top notes the same, so that's your repetition, and try changing the bottom note. So let's have a little play around with that. So have a little play around yourself. Obviously we're mainly doing that in the left hand there, but you could try playing, you know, switching it around and playing chords in the left hand. Something that's relatively repetitious and fairly straightforward harmonically and melodically. There's lots of room there to play around with like rubato, which just means a bit more free time, so it's not a very strict like metronome time. It just sounds a lot more expressive, and generally, as a rule of thumb, if you're struggling with expression and how to shape phrases, the higher up you go, create more of a crescendo, so, and softer coming down, so just gives it a nice rise and fall. So you're creating this shape, what we call like a swell. So gradually get louder as you get higher, and then suddenly as you start to come lower, you tailor that down. So I hope this was useful. Please let me know if it's inspired you to create your own music and compositions. And if you do, tag me in them. I would love to hear what you've come up with. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and that it's useful. If you'd like to leave a piano tutorial request, you need to click on this video, which takes you through to my official request space. You do need to be subscribed. All requests are noted and considered. So I look forward to seeing you over there.